The Gallup poll shows only 21% of Americans think now is a good time to buy a house. That's the lowest in the 45-year history of the poll. Higher interest rates on home loans along with rising prices were two of the main reasons. So how is the real estate industry performing, and will buyer sentiment improve by the summer? That's the big question. I'm joined by Corey Burr of Burr Group from TTR Sotheby's International Realty. Corey, thank you so much for being with us.
Good evening.
So I've got to ask you the age-old question. Is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market?
So today the federal government released the existing home sales for April, and they were down 3.4% and down 23% year over year. Also, the carrying cost for properties is up about 27% year over year. So the current statistics are not great, and they would lead you to believe that it's a buyer's market. But in fact, what we're seeing is that 73% of houses are selling in the first month, and nationally there's only a 2.9 month supply of houses, and a balanced market is a 5 to 6 month supply. So while I think we're coming off the peak levels of the last 2 years, we're getting more towards a balanced market.
What does that mean for folks who are house shopping come summer?
Well, what they need to hope for is that the consumer price index continues to moderate. That's going to give the Federal Reserve the cover to reduce the Fed funds rate, which in turn I think will bring down interest rates. But I don't think that that's going to happen quickly, because the Fed really wants to nip inflation, and that's going to take several months, practically I think into 24. So for buyers right now, they're going to have more opportunities to see houses that have been on the market longer, where there's going to be a window of opportunity for them to negotiate on price as we get deeper into the summer and the fall.
Apparently only 21% of Americans think now is a good time to buy a house. What's driving that data?
Well, it's primarily the cost of money. Interest rates went from under 3% to over 6% in just over a year. And that's unprecedented. So that was a shock to our market. In fact, it's amazing that we're not seeing prices down 20 to 25%. It goes to the strength of our economy nationally and also locally, that there's so many great jobs in our region.
So are home prices rising or are they down?
They're essentially flat locally and nationally right now. So that's actually good news for buyers. They're not having to chase prices the way that they had over the prior 3 years.
So, it seems like, based on the numbers that you're sharing with us, it seems like it would technically be a buyer's market.
Well, you would think that, but weekend after weekend, those of us who are in the trenches are seeing a lot of houses sell right out of the gate. For example, in Bethesda this last weekend, there was a property, an expensive property for $1.5 million that got 9 offers and was escalated above that value. And that's just one example of many that we're seeing. But there are also properties that are sitting on the market longer, where we're seeing 5, 10, and 15% price reductions. And those are the ones that the savviest buyers are going to start targeting.
The Bethesda property that you just mentioned, that's pretty incredible. Are we going to see the bidding wars that we once saw?
Where we're going to see them is on the properties in the best locations, the best neighborhoods that are in the best condition and are priced reasonably. It's important that sellers don't try to push the market on the upside with their list prices. They need to be very reasonable. If the market's going to take it up, that's going to happen no matter what. But I would encourage all sellers to just be more reasonable with their list prices, and it's probably going to work out for the best.
All right, Corey Burr of the Burr Group from TTR Sotheby's International Realty, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for your insight. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Good night.